See, now this is a movie that needs to be talked, and I don't think it gets talked enough, and I'm talking about the movie Rio. And if you don't know what I'm talking about this. If that's not nostalgia, I don't know what is. This movie came out in 2011 and a lot of people miss it. A lot of people don't even know that there's a second Rio, which I'm surprised, but today we're just gonna talk about the first Rio and how great it is, to be honest. I know it's been a long time since this movie came out, but I'm gonna give you a little recap of what went down in this film. There's a girl named Linda. When she was little, she found a box that had a blue macaw, which is very rare, but she didn't know, and she named him Blue. Blue was living that luxurious lifestyle. Bro gets chocolate chip cookies and hot chocolate. There's a dude that came to the store, which his name is Tulio, and Tulio is like this bird specialist, and turns out that Blue is a blue macaw, one of the rarest of their kind. Turns out there's a female version of the blue macaw, which Blue and her can meet. The only problem is they have to go to Rio in Brazil, so worldwide trip. I don't know, there's something about this movie that I really like, and I feel like a lot of people do like as well. And now since it's like over a decade and like 4 years, and no one really talks about it no more, which kind of sucks in my opinion, because I feel like the Rio franchise and Blue Sky could do so many different things. I feel like they could have been a Rio 3, because in 2019 Disney bought Blue Sky Studios as of the 21st Century Entertainment assets, but they later closed down the studio in April of 2021. And let's just say they just closed down because there was a certain virus going around. But Blue Sky Studios did have a lot of movies that are considered classics. You got the Ice Age, Horror Hears a Who, Peanuts movie, and you got Rio. What's crazy about this is literally last year November, Disney announced that they are making an Ice Age 6 and it's coming in 2026. So they are using the Blue Sky Studios franchise name, but it's not gonna be the same animators underneath Blue Sky. So it just got me thinking that if they are considering having Blue Sky movies coming back, maybe Rio 3 could be a chance. The first Rio came out in 2011 and the second one came out in 2014. We haven't heard anything about it since. The casting of the first movie, you can't top it. You got Jesse Eisenberg playing Blue, Anne Hathaway as Jewel, you got Jamie Foxx, and you got will.i.am, George Lopez, Tracy Morgan. Dang, Blue Sky was having it, and they literally came back for the second one. This was a crazy franchise because the first movie had a production over $90 million and made over 484 worldwide million, by the way. And I believe they deserve every single penny just for this song right here. I want a party, I want a song. Jamie Foxx and will.i.am did their thing. They knew what to do. They delivered the final product perfectly. Even though it's a love story between two birds, and I know the whole point and the purpose of this movie was to save the blue macaws, but they also delivered with some funny jokes along with it, especially the whole Tulio and Linda situation, because Jewel and Blue escaped and now they're trying to look for them, and they really can't because, you know, it's real. And of course the plot thickens even further because it's in the season of Carnival. Carnival in Rio is like a celebration, you know, you're there to vibe with everybody, enjoy life. There's crazy floats and everything that you see, especially how they inhabit that in the movie. I mean, it's called a Rio, so you would be expecting that, but still, for a movie that came out in 2011, this animation is pretty good, especially with the whole party scene. I want to party. My life, I want to party and fly. You see in little details, the shining, the lighting, the animation just looks clean throughout this scene. Overall, Rio was just absolutely a great film just to have, especially in Blue Sky's catalog, to add as one of their classics. And literally 3 years later, they decided to bring out Rio 2, which me personally, I think is better than the first one. Hear me out. Maybe because Bruno Mars is in this one, surprisingly. I don't know why. He just wanted to start his acting career, but I'm a huge Bruno Mars fan, so maybe that's why. Release that new album, Bruno. No promotion. But when it comes to Rio 2, it had a production budget of over $103 million, but when it came to worldwide budget, it actually made over $498 million at the box office. So literally Rio in 2 movies is over $1 billion franchise. You made it to the halfway mark of this video. I just want to say thank you, appreciate it. If you like this video and you like this content, hit that subscribe button. Doesn't hurt anything, doesn't even hurt a fly. Got some big stuff planned for 2025 in the summer, so join the Blockbuster family and continue the video. I can't believe I completely forgot about this. They collabed with one of the greatest games of all time, Angry Birds. If you know, you know, because this game and collaboration collaboration was the peak of all peak of games. I miss it. Bring back Angry Birds Rio. But back to Rio 2, this was the more sports element within Rio because Brazil is known for their sport, soccer, football, if you will. I'm gonna say soccer from this point forward, so I'm sorry. I just know what a soccer, don't judge. Most of this movie was just about, like, you know, take care of the environment, which I get 100%. Support the environment. It also showed a little bit of soccer match, implementing the sport in a whole new way, I guess, because, like, you know, it's rivals and, like, you know, it's just a soccer match. When looking at Rio 2, they're also preparing for Carnival again, which, you know, I get because this one's gonna be like,
it's Amazon aunt.
the reason why these two movies have such a good place in people's heart is because of the music. They had basic back-to-back classics. If they were to do a Rio 3, I hope it's gonna be underneath a studio that actually, like, knows the concept of Rio and actually has, like, you know, the same aesthetic, the same, like, don't change it up really that much. Because lately it's not looking too good for other studios doing some other movies, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. Nostalgia's kicking in for a lot of people and they want to revisit some old classics. That's why, like, you know, Shrek 5 is coming out. We're getting sequels like Toy Story 5, which, you know, it could be a hit or miss at this point. Sadly, Blue Sky Studios is canceled and it's not coming back, but there's always hope for another studio to take its place and recreate that same magic that Blue Sky once did. It is looking like Rio 3 could be in development. People are saying that Rio 3 is officially in the works with a different studio. No official news yet, but the fact that they're considering Rio 3 could be promising. Because if another Birds franchise like Angry Birds is getting a third movie, why can't Rio get one? Still looks like the Rio movie is the superior bird movie because both of these movies, Angry Birds 1 and 2, made money at the box office because the first Angry Birds movie made over 350 million and then the second Angry Birds movie only made 147 million. The first movie made more than the other two Angry Birds movies, so what is the best superior bird movie? As a person that loves both of these franchises a lot, I think it's safe to say that Rio is the better movie, the more family movie, you could say, because it actually teaches some lessons about, like, you know, the environment, especially in the second one, inhabiting the environment, because the whole plot of that was just like people wanted to ruin the Amazon rainforest to turn it into like parking lots and buildings, and, you know, we need trees to survive. Even though both of these movies are over a decade old, the question is, do people still mess with Rio? Is it still relevant till this day? The actors and actresses that play these characters, oh, they're relevant. Jesse Eisenberg, Anne Hathaway, I could continue, especially Bruno Mars with that guy. Another thing is, what would Rio 3 even be about? You go from going to Rio, then you go from the rainforest. What else is next? They could go a lot from this since it's been over a decade since the last movie came out, so stuff has changed. First and foremost, they need to come up with a new song. I want another I Want a Party or Let's Stick Together, Carnival, everything. The one thing I wouldn't want is Nigel being the villain again for the third time. Then that's just too much. Like, what are you doing? I guess we'll never know until we get the official confirmation that Rio 3 is in production. But you let me know in the comments, what do you think? Do you think we deserve a Rio 3? Is there even a possibility that we'll get a Rio 3, or might as well just not have a Rio 3? If you like this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and maybe comment your favorite movie. How about that? Rio's an underrated classic, and I believe that a lot of people should just know about this movie nowadays. But I've been Blockbuster. I hope you have a good one and take care.